Heyo, welcome into CHGO Bets Daily, presented by PointsBet. Use promo code CHGO when you sign up to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Welcome into Studio B here in our West Loop offices, our CHGO West Loop offices. I'm Sean Anderson, the host of CHGO Bets Daily, and alongside me, as always, not right next to me, it's Cody Delmendo in his own house. You can follow Cody on Twitter at Cody_CHGO. What's up, Suns Out, Guns Out?
Oh, living the dream in my nice, cool apartment. What's the temperature in the office right now?
It's not bad, honestly.
A little bold today.
Yeah, I'll give it some credit. It sounds like an air conditioner is buzzing above me, so that at least is giving me the sound of being cool.
I'm hopeful then for when I come in later today.
I'd say it's about like 74 in here.
That sounds about right.
It's not bad.
And your Studio B is always
fine.
a little bit more.
Yeah. So, I think you'll be fine today. We got the blackout curtains. It's no big deal.
Nice.
I was sweating a bet last night. So, last night in here is probably like, 100 degrees. You know what I'm saying? Because I was sweating. It was real ugly last night. You were talking about your bad beats. I got bad beat history last night. I am such a bad bettor, Cody. Like, truly, I have no ability to consistently win money on this show. If I'm giving you a bet on this show, you should bet against it. Let's look at the bank, Steven. When we started the show back on March 4th, we put $50 into our bank. And we've been up, down. We've been at 0. We've been at 100 before. I've been at 100 very rarely. I'm back at 0. Cody, I took out a futures bet for the White Sox to win the AL Central. I got $2.33. I took $1.33 of that cents and put it on the Rockies money line, and I put the other $1 and put it on the White Sox at -1.5. The White Sox heading into the 9th inning were up 2-0, and the first pitch is Liam Hendriks giving up a home run. I not only figured out the one way to lose money on that game, but I have hit 0 again, my friend.
That is a bad beat. I think I remember saying that yesterday. I was like, oh, so there's no way you can lose tonight. And then you're like, well, unless the White Sox win, but not by 2 runs or more.
And in the moment, I didn't even realize what happened because I forgot that I even bet.
I was actually really surprised that game was low scoring. I thought there'd be more runs.
Me too.
Yeah, Sean turned to me and he said, Steven, Sox just lost or 1 by 1. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right, thinking it was a good thing. Then realizing, oh, no, that's the worst possible result you could have had.
It is the only result.
He would have rather than lose.
It's brutal. And today we're just going to talk about a completely different sport. We've been doing the NFL futures. Oh, wait, you're at $10. Tell me about your bad beats.
I am at $10. Well,
you told me your bad beats before the show, so I was like, oh, Cody already told me.
Yeah, my bad beats are I took Kopech 4.5 strikeouts over. He got 4. And I had A.J. Pollock at 3 total bases. Normally take 2, but there was no plus money. And you know how we like plus money on this show, Sean. Mm-hmm. Or 2 total bases was like -110. I should have just, taken the easy route because he hit a double in his first at bat and, taken my win. But no, I had to get pretty. I had to get like all technical and stuff and think that, he was going to do more. Came 1 base short. So
yeah, it was a rough beat
2
for you.
Bad beats for me there. I have $10 because I did bet Ian Happ to get 2 total bases yesterday in the Cubs game. So I went into last night's Sox Rockies game with $20. Put $5 on both those bets, and now I'm back down to my $10 that I deposited in my PointsBet account to try in some way gain back all the money that I have lost. I said it yesterday. I'm down 125. So, but I'm hoping to at least make up half of it by the time football season comes, Sean. We have a month to do that.
Is that the next time I'll redeposit in a month? Put money into my PointsBet.
I wouldn't blame you if you waited, especially if we're just going to continue to talk about futures on this show, which I enjoy talking about futures, and it allows our listeners to come back and listen to them if they can't listen to them on the day of.
Right. I'm cool with futures. I'm just impatient. I have ADHD, so futures they don't work with me. Like that White Sox bet, I would have won money. I would have won money if I just left the White Sox to win the AL Central in my PointsBet account. But I didn't because I'm impatient, Cody, and I threw it down the drain. I don't know if I'll
That's
ever
why I
have
use
money
free
again.
bets. Free bets on my futures.
Yes. I need to use more free bets. I don't even have free bets though. I'm at like $1.39 in PointsBet rewards.
Have you
So
checked
I
your
need a free
rewards
bet.
tab? Have you
Yeah.
checked your rewards tab on PointsBet? Are you out of points?
Yeah, I'm at $1.39. So I can't get. I need to get up to $2.50 before you get a free bet.
Okay.
So, Mom,
Well,
if
in
you're
that
watching,
case, then
send me
you
money.
need to redeposit and make more bets so you can get more free bets to put on futures.
That's the true thing. Should I just redeposit just to get the free bets? That's something.
not just to get free bets. You should deposit, that way you can build up your bank and make back the money you lost, but hope and pray that you don't lose bets.
When
Maybe
have I
you
ever
should-
been able to build up my bank?
No. Well, except that one time when you bet Abreu to hit a homer against the Cubs.
That was a good one.
And then you made a very
yeah.
aggressive bet right after that. And
Yeah.
no one-
Yeah.
I got up to like $90, and then I got down to like $4
Right, and he was
the
talking
next
all
day.
the trash, and I was like, "Okay, Sean, I'm gonna let you have your moment here. It's been a tough time for you." And
Remember that
now,
graph
here
I
we
put
both
to-
are.
Yeah, remember that graph I put together with all the times we've hit zero? I need to revisit that one and look at the time I was over $100. Anyways, we are using the PointsBet app. It's our favorite app, and the best way to support CHGO is to download the PointsBet app and use code CHGO when you sign up. If you do that right now, you get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. But hold on, it's not just it. If you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, and I think they're making me read this because they want me to deposit $50 or more, you'll receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our web content, and you'll even get a free shirt of your choice from a CHGO locker. That's $2,000 in free bets, a free CHGO membership, and a free t-shirt from a CHGO locker, all for making more than a $50 first-time deposit at PointsBet. If you have any questions, you can email pointsbet at allchgo.com. We'll help you out. And PointsBet's your home for live in-play betting, and it just got even better. Cody learned this on Sunday, but if you see an edge in the game you're watching, if your favorite team is primed for a comeback, don't just watch the game. Bet along with it live. There's more live betting, more live markets, and faster live cash outs with the PointsBet app. So what are you waiting for? It's time to elevate your live betting game. Download that PointsBet app and use promo code CHGO when you sign up. Once the game starts, once that first pitch is thrown, once that ball is tipped, once that puck is dropped, once that ball is snapped, live your bet life with PointsBet. If you or somebody you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER for crisis counseling and referral services. Can someone refer me to somebody who knows how to gamble?
We need Teddy Greenstein to come on this show like once a week.
Teddy! You won money with Teddy that one time.
I did.
And then he
and
stopped
not
coming
even
back.
just for golf. I think he just is a really good bettor. And honestly, because he is like senior writer for PointsBet, how he's not on this show like once a week already is mind-blowing.
Right.
Don't you have a decent relationship with him? You should reach out and be like, hey, man, like, we stinks at gambling. We need your analysis. We need your expertise. Please start coming on our show. Can we have a regular segment every week, especially during the NFL season?
Every week. That's a lot of time.
Every week.
That's a lot
He
of
helps
time.
us win money.
It's true. You're not wrong. You know what else helps us win money? The PointsBet app. They help us out with some great future markets, and we're going to help you out find this specific future app and market because we struggled. Cody had to help old grandpa here. And it probably helps that you work with Stuckey. So if you're going to go to the main menu, right, if you pull up that PointsBet app, your favorite little sports bet app out there, you go on the menu, and in the bottom left, you can see menu. You want to hit on that, and then under feature, there's NFL futures. But hold on, friends, not so fast. When you see NFL futures at the top of the page, there's also another drop-down. You should see 8 games / 94 wagers. There should be another gray arrow right next to NFL futures. And then if you hit that, you should see NFL player futures. And that's where we are. 31 games, 232 wagers possible. We are going to the Chicago Bears. We did the quarterback props already. We did the passing yards already. We're doing the rushing props. And we got David Montgomery's rushing yards, Justin Fields' rushing yards, and Justin Fields' rushing touchdowns. Cody, where do you want to start?
I feel like let's start with the easy. I think we can start with the easy here. And the easy is Justin Fields' rushing yards here, Sean. The over-under is at 524.5, minus 115 for both. How many yards did he have last year rushing?
420, baby.
I'm just saying, give him a full year. I think the only thing that might scare you is the health. But I mean, doesn't that just scream over? Like, is it such an easy over that maybe it's a trap?
I don't know if it's a trap, Cody, because we're going to do a little bit of math. Math is our friend here. And if they're playing 17 games, right, he averaged 35 yards per game last year. So if he averages the same yards per game, 35 times 7, it's just simple math. If he stays healthy, he'll hit 595 yards, right? I don't know if his rushing demeanor is going to change too much. The offensive line got a little bit better, but maybe that honestly gives him more time to run and gives him better lanes to run through. So I think over Justin Fields' rushing yards at 524.5 is honestly a pretty safe bet. This is coming from the guy that can't win bets, but I do think that it's a pretty safe bet as long as he stays healthy. Now, if he gets injured, what are you going to do about it?
Right. If he gets hurt, then and it loses, at least we can sit here and say, well, the logic behind it made sense. But that's gambling, though, when it comes to these injuries and stuff. Like it's like betting, whoever to hit a homer tonight, but then they hit one to the warning track, and then that's the best chance that you had. It's like, okay, well, the logic behind it made sense. It just didn't happen. That's gambling, right?
Right. So, it's like if you bet the White Sox -1.5 and the Rockies money line, there is still one outcome that will hurt you in a lot of different ways, but mainly your wallet.
Right.
Well, Justin Fields' rushing yards is interesting. Or rushing touchdowns is just interesting. 4.5.
4.5. I mean, back to the yards as well, just my 2 cents. It's, the Bears' offensive line is definitely sus. He's going to be running for his life a lot, and that's going to lead to a lot of scrambles. The guy has he's an athlete, and if he's going to be the Bears' franchise quarterback of the future, they're going to have to figure out a way to protect him. But he's young, and we saw last year glimpses of what he can do with his legs. So yeah, I too like the over. And with the 4.5 touchdowns, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see, because last year's offense, that team, every time they got into the red zone, they just could not figure out how to do anything through the air. But now you got a new offense, new offensive scheme, but not nearly as many offensive weapons.
Fields might be their best weapon.
Right.
So
right.
why not use him more in the red zone?
Exactly. And with him being their best weapon, I kind of like the over at the 4.5 too. The thing that scares me though is how many opportunities will he have, Sean? Yeah. That's the thing that scares me, because how often are the Bears going to actually be in the red zone, inside the 10, and actually get things done?
But I mean, he is supposed to be that.
A lot of it.
He's supposed to be that changer, right? I mean, you could even think back to the 49er game. I mean, one of his rushing touchdowns is this miraculous play where he escapes from pressure and does it all by himself. I mean, he was like 30 yards away. He's close enough. He gets it done. So I get your concern, but we went through the whole, the whole schedule yesterday, looking at where they can get their wins. It's not like a tough, true schedule. I mean, you got the Jets in there, you got the Falcons in there. I mean, there should be a weak enough defenses where he gets opportunities. I think that if you're playing Justin Fields this year, over rushing yards, over rushing touchdowns, under passing yards. I think him going over the passing yards will be difficult, but in the true 10 games that he started from week 3 and on, he had 61 rushing attempts, 386 yards. That's an average of 38.6 yards per game. Over 17 games, that's 656 yards. So that's well over that 252, that 524 mark. So
I like that math.
Hey, those are the numbers, and what I've heard about the numbers is they don't lie, friends. So
I think the safest one for sure, like you said, is the rushing yards. The touchdowns, it scares me just because the Chicago Bears have proven for time and time again that they don't know how to score touchdowns. They like kicking field goals, and that's it. But yeah, rushing yards, I think that's I think it is a safe bet. Now, David Montgomery, though.
Right. You got this guy who might be stealing some rushing touchdowns from Mr. Justin Fields.
Exactly.
This guy I'm real excited about. This might be one of his last great years just because running backs can fall off real quickly. But David Montgomery's been one hell of a runner. He's been a very, very, very strong runner. Had a great rookie season, 889 yards that year. Then last year, or the year before that, in 2020, he had over 1,000 yards. And then last year, it wasn't the best year. He wasn't fully healthy, but still 849 yards. Productive season from David Montgomery. And in those seasons, 6 touchdowns, 8 touchdowns, 7 touchdowns. No touchdown prop for David Montgomery yet on the PointsBet app, but we got the rushing yards up, and it's at 915.5, minus 115 for the over, minus 115 for the under. Again, it's at 915.5. So how you feeling about David Montgomery? He's gone over that once in his career.
Right. He's going to be 25 this year. This is age 25 season, so he's still relatively young. I think, the thing that scares me about taking the over or even just making the bet is that we just don't really know how the Bears are going to run their offense. Like, are they going to finally turn this? Are they finally going to let Justin Fields loose and, just let him cook, as they say, or are they going to, try and be what the Chicago Bears have always been, and that's run the ball, play action pass, and limit Fields to, 15 to 20 passing attempts. In today's football, we're seeing a lot more passing. But the thing about Montgomery as well is that he's improved as a pass catcher too. Age 25, he's getting a lot of carries, over the last 3 seasons. It's very, very tough for me to want to take that over, considering what he's done the last 3 years. But again, new offense, new coaching staff. I think Montgomery has all the tools to have a 1,000-yard season. Isn't this also like his contract year? Isn't he like a free agent after this season?
This is year 4, so yeah, it would be.
Okay. Right, yeah.
Yeah, so like he has some more years playing for a new
yeah.
contract. Like, I would, maybe that's an added bonus in terms of maybe slamming that over because
That's
he's
true.
looking. I don't know if he's part of the Bears' future plans in terms of who their running back is. Like Sean said, like running backs come and go. If there's anything the Bears have always been good at, it's finding running backs. Like maybe because he wants that new contract, he's gonna bust out a few insane games this year to hit that over. I'm just a little afraid of taking it just because running backs they get hurt so easily.
Yeah, and I mean he's a guy that runs very, very physically. So I understand your concern too. And this is not a good offensive line like we keep saying with Justin Fields. He only went over 100 yards twice last year in 13 games. He had 108 against Los Angeles and 106 against Detroit. So wasn't the best year for David Montgomery. I got a great question here from Darren Powell. What do you think about the Week 1 odds with Trey Lance starting? The PointsBet has this. I didn't realize that. So if you search NFL, there's if you go to menu and in the top left, there is a search bar. You can type in NFL, and they have game odds already posted for Week 1. Bears money line.
Oh yeah,
Week 1.
Yeah,
plus 220.
Yeah,
It's
at
not the worst
home
value,
dog.
actually.
That's pretty good value.
That's pretty good value. 6.5 point
With Trey Lance starting?
I kind of wish it was 7. I'm gonna wait on it. You want my gambling analysis now for a game that's in 45 days? I'd say wait on it. I think more money will come in on the 49ers, especially if Trey Lance gets a lot of hype going into Week 1. But that plus 220 money line, it's a little juicy, but I'll probably avoid that. What about the over-under 42?
If that was this Sunday, I would be taking plus 220 easily. I'd put $100 on it just because, A, I'm a bad bettor. A, I'm impulsive. And I just said A 3 times. But, that's just me, man. Yeah. What'd you ask?
I asked, what about the over-under? The over-under is 42.
I was thinking
that's a low total.
On that. I was thinking of parlaying the under and the Bears money line, but PointsBet won't allow me to do that. Maybe I have to go into the same game parlay feature. But yeah, I think that the under and Bears money line sounds pretty possible.
Yeah.
I mean, Trey
If
Lance.
I were to bet it,
first
if I were to
start?
bet it for this Sunday, I would be taking 49ers minus 6.5. Now, if it moves,
the 49ers
if it
minus
were to
6.5?
move to 7 or 7.5, then I'd take the Bears.
I would take.
But I think
take
the
Bears at
49ers
plus
can win by a
6.5.
touchdown in that game.
I'd feel more confident with them at like 7.5, but I would take the Bears at 6.5 compared to the Niners at minus 6.5. But I think they could win at plus 220. I mean, give me 6.5 points and minus 110. That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I did put together.
It is attractive. Home dog, 6.5 point dog as a home at home. Like it is easy to want to take.
Hey, put $100 down on the Bears money line and under 42 points. $100 gets you 475. That'd be a hell of a lot of money to spend on the CHGO Best Show. So maybe we'll see.
There you go.
Thank you, Darren, for that question.
You do that and you win, then I'll be asking you for money so I can use that in my bank.
Oh, if I hit that, I'll share it with everybody. All right, Cody, let's look at your what is it? This is oversized one.
Today's the oversized one.
Oversized one.
The oversized one.
Cody.
Oh, I'm covering it, Steven. Ah, there we go. All right, so tonight, for the sake of, the White Sox game is going to start here in a little bit, and I'm not really feeling it since I went 0-2 betting them yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I feel about the Cardinals and Blue Jays game tonight. All right, I'm taking Blue Jays minus 1.5. They play tonight, so this gives a little bit more people to watch the show, perhaps, and take in what I'm playing tonight. Now, Blue Jays, I got Kevin Gossman going, Adam Wainwright for the Cardinals. Cardinals got pounded last night by the Blue Jays, and they also don't have Goldschmidt or Arenado because neither one of them want to get a shot. Not here to talk about whether that's right or wrong, but I'm just saying they ain't playing. And the Blue Jays got their best pitcher going, arguably. Alex Manoah is really good too. And Blue Jays have won 7 straight ball games at home against a Cardinals team that's not going to have their 2 best hitters. At minus 121, I'll take it. I'm putting all $10 on it. I hope to come back tomorrow with $18.33.
Very nice. I like your angle here of betting against your rival. If I was to bet against the White Sox rival, I like Corbin Burns over 8.5 strikeouts at plus 120. He's very good. I don't know if you know that, Cody. And the Twins suck. Fuck the Twins. Fuck that team. That team sucks. I do know
that Corbin Burns is very good.
So
the Twins blew like multiple leads last night against that Brewers team. And also it shows how bad their pitching is, too, considering they let the Brewers score runs. But that team it's home run or bust for them. So,
facts.
Cody, do you know what
the
the
team
Blue
can keep
Jays...
that team in the ballpark, you have a chance to win.
Cody, do you know what the Blue Jays' run differential is the last 4 games?
Crazy. No, I don't. But
Plus
I know they've been scoring a lot of runs.
37. So you got them to win by 2 today. Plus 37 last 4.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty good to me.
I mean, they did have
they're
one
big
outlier.
favorites tonight. Like
Hey,
I would take the money
the outlier,
line.
they're plus 14 over 3.
Okay.
That's still really good.
That's good. What'd you say, Cody?
I would take the money line tonight, but it's like minus 270. Like I'm not going to do that. So
that's not fun. That's not the point of the show.
Right. Run line minus 121. That's decent odds. I wish it was plus money like most run lines are, but they've been playing that well. 7 straight. I like it. The Cardinals have had to use a ton of their bullpen. Adam Wainwright is literally older than I am. That's insane shit to me.
Hasn't he always been older than you are?
Right now.
Hasn't Adam Wainwright always been older than you?
Yes. He's significantly older than me, but I'm 31 now, so like a lot of baseball players.
But when he was 31, you were 21. It's the same difference, Cody.
Just let me have this moment.
All right, you got it. Cody's going to be a millionaire tomorrow, so make sure you stay tuned to CHGO Bets Daily. He's putting down a lot of money on this Blue Jays money line, so let's hope he hits it big. I like Corbin Burns over 8.5 strikeouts at plus 120, and we like I like the under on Montgomery rushing yards just because of running backs. I think that they get banged up too easily. I don't know if we said that. Did you say take the over or under on that one?
I think I was leaning more towards not placing a bet on it, but if I were to take the over, if you had to force me to place a bet on it, I would take the over based off the fact that it's a contract year. He wants the big money probably, and I think the Bears are more likely going to be running the ball more than they are throwing it, just because that's what we know as Chicago Bears fans.
And for my hopes, hey, I hope he does go over because he seems like a real great guy. So shout out to David Montgomery. We are taking the over on Justin Fields rushing touchdowns and rushing yards as well. Rushing yards is what we like the most. But we'll talk to you tomorrow when we are millionaires. You can follow Cody on Twitter at Cody_CHGO. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. Again, we'll talk to you tomorrow when we're millionaires and on a boat.